As the table turns, so goes the soundtrack of our lives.
Hey VC, this is Carlos from As the Table Turns. Wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about some new purchases that I made that have just come in. Not just come in, some of them have just come in, some of them came in today. But there's lots of different ones. So the one we're listening to right now is the Sidewinder, Lee Morgan. A lot of people have been showing this. But yeah, this is part of Blue Note's classic series, and this and McCoy Tyner's, let me see if I can find it, The Real McCoy, are the first releases of the classic series, and got those in about a week after everybody else got them in. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, I don't live that far from a big city, so, and California, you know, it's not a small state that doesn't order a lot of stuff, you know. But anyway, The Real McCoy and the Sidewinder, Lee Morgan. I also, we're listening to the Sidewinder right now. Obviously, it's a great album, classic album. That's what the classic series is all the classic albums that sold really well, did really well, got probably critically acclaimed albums, the best kind of Blue Note, you know. Here's a different one that probably didn't get as much recognition, is McCoy Tyner's Tender Moments. So that's the classic series that I just showed. This is the Tone Poet series. So these have, those are just the single. This is gatefold, so you have the pictures on there. These ones are in color on this one because this is a later issue recording. I think this is 1968. So Francis was using, was Francis there still? I don't know if Francis was there still. These seem like Francis Wolff photographs though. I mean, that's kind of his style, right? So they definitely seem like Francis Wolff photos. They are. Okay, so Francis Wolff, but he was, you know, color film. So anyway, Tender Moments. So one thing I have to say about this is that music's awesome. It almost has a soundtrack feel. I almost got from it a little bit of, especially on one song. I think it's the first song on side 2. Oh no, it's the last song on side 1, The High Priest. I definitely got a Batman TV show feel from it. I felt like I should see the words pow, bang, boom. You know, coming up, but it kind of had that Batman TV show feel, if anyone remembers the Batman TV show. Yeah, kind of had that musical feel to it. This is a bigger band. So it's Lee Morgan on trumpet, Julian Priester on trombone, James Spaulding on alto sax and flute, Benny Maupin on tenor sax, Bob Northern on French horn, Howard Johnson on tuba, McCoy Tyner on piano, Herbie Lewis on bass, and Joe Chambers on the drums. So he was definitely going for a bigger sound, bigger ensemble sound, and wanted more of that orchestrated type feel of a bigger band or a big band, you know. And that's kind of what you get with this a little bit. It's kind of that 60s 60s soundtrack kind of type feel. I got that a lot from this. So, but it's a great album, Tender Moments. I'm not talking a whole lot about the Sidewinder and the Real McCoy because people know those pretty well. You know, the Real McCoy is a great album. If people know that less, and I definitely would go out and grab those. And another thing about the Tender Moments. So I did a spotlight on Rudy Van Gelder, and Rudy Van Gelder had some people that sometimes didn't care for his sound, and he would often mic people a certain way and or change their sound to sound a certain way, right? And people didn't like that, like Charles Mingus didn't like that. Often Charles Mingus didn't want to record with Rudy Van Gelder because he did that kind of stuff. There have been other critics of Rudy Van Gelder that have said that same thing. I would have to say that I kind of agree, not that he gave it his own sound, but one of the other things that people did say about Rudy Van Gelder is he didn't know how to record the piano very well. And he would stick a mic just in one of the harps of the piano, and that's how he would record, rather than using other techniques to record the piano that were more widespread and you know, the way that Columbia recorded the piano, or the way that, you know, other you know, RCA recorded the piano. He definitely recorded it. It sounds, either McCoy Tyner is playing super soft, or it sounds muffled. To me, it sounds distant. You hear the horns. The horns are vibrant. They're piercing. They're forward. They're right there next to you, right? The piano seems like it's not in another room, but on the other side of the room almost. So that's kind of something that I didn't like. You know, I kind of picked up on that listening to this. This one's a great one that I'm glad I picked up. It was the other release that came along with Tender Moments from McCoy Tyner, and that is Donald Byrd, Bird in Flight. This is a great album. Rudy Van Gelder definitely knows how to record horns, and that's, you know, this is an awesome album. Those are the pictures right there. Just fantastic. And Donald Byrd has both Hank Mobley and Jackie McLean on this album. So it's Hank Mobley on tenor sax, Duke Pearson on the piano, Doug Watkins on the bass, and Lex Humphreys on the drums. And then on the other side, the second side is Jackie McLean on alto sax, Duke Pearson on piano, Reginald Workman on bass, and Lex Humphreys on drums. So, but just an awesome album. Donald Byrd, you know, his it's funny, it fits. I know it's weird, and probably people have said this before, but Donald Byrd, it sounds like his horn is a bird flying through the air in this album. He just so is speedy, and not speedy in a way like Clifford Brown or Lee Morgan or anything like that. Not fiery craziness, but almost like this bird that will just go and then slow down and then, you know, just be going in and out, right? That's how this sounds. And I really love that. I thought this was an amazing album. I'm really glad that I picked this one up. So yeah, Bird in Flight, Donald Byrd. This one, I'm sorry to say, I only listened to a little bit of it. My kids came in asking for me, and I wasn't able to kind of finish it. But this is a great album. Donald Byrd on trumpet, Groshan McClure III on trombone, Hank Mobley on tenor sax, Herbie Hancock on piano, Grant Green on guitar, Chuck Israels on bass, and Anthony Williams on the drums. So this is a great, definitely feel like Herbie Hancock is pushing the sound of Blue Note into his, you know, what he's going to be coming up with later. Definitely feel like he's kind of pushing the bounds of what Blue Note does. You know, not totally. I mean, Blind Man is more kind of like a Watermelon Man type tune. This is his second album on Blue Note, so it's not well into his career, but I feel like you feel where he wants to go in some of the other songs with his sound. Anyway, Herbie Hancock, My Point of View, awesome tone poet. So yeah, all three of those were tone poets, and then I finally picked up this one, Lee Morgan, Rump Roller. I have not listened to this at all. I've listened to it on Spotify, but I've not spun this yet. Just haven't been able to. So, but that is this is part of the 80s series that Blue Note was doing. But I'm trying to get a lot of Lee Morgan. I think he's definitely an artist I want to pick up a lot of. I'm drinking beer right now. Dust Bowl, Hops of Wrath. So, you guys care at all? It's not focusing on it, is it? Anyway, very good. Hoppy. Okay, some other ones that I picked up. This was supposed to be coming out with Clifford Brown's Shade of Brown, I think it's called. But this is Sarah Vaughan, Analog Productions, putting out these MRC titles, both this one and Clifford Brown, Shade of Brown. Clifford Brown is actually on this with Jimmy Jones and Paul Quinchette and Herbie Mann. So this is just an awesome album. If you love vocal jazz, I definitely suggest picking this up. Her singing is wonderful. Clifford Brown, Paul Quinchette are amazing on it as well. I think she has amazing choices as far as who she wants on what track and how they play. Clifford Brown sounds very, is playing lots of ballads obviously on this, and does a wonderful job of playing ballads. Same with Paul Quinchette and Herbie Mann. So yeah, definitely glad I picked this up. Now what's going on is I think that this was supposed to come out with Clifford Brown's Shade of Brown, but I think they're having some pressing issues. Not issues, but everything's just kind of backed up. So that's what I've been hearing from different places, like the In Groove. He's kind of talked about it, is the fact that that's why some things are coming out, some things aren't, and they're pushing dates back. Like the Chet Bakers, all the Chet Baker craft recording audiophile editions, mastered by Kevin Gray, were supposed to come out in February, like a couple weeks away, in a couple weeks, and those have been moved back to March. So anyway, all right, some other ones that I recently, these are ones that came in today. Haven't had a chance to listen to the vinyl. I've listened to them a little bit on Spotify. Dream with Dean Martin, 45 RPM, Analog Productions, but I can't imagine these being horrible recordings. You know, Analog Productions does amazing, and yeah, so got that one, got this one, Clap Hands, Here Comes Charlie, Ella Fitzgerald, just some classic Ella Fitzgerald doing just the classic songbook, you know, traditional songbook. Yeah, so that, I already have a little Nat King Cole. I didn't have an audio file of Nat King Cole though, and I really wanted one, so Nat King Cole, The Very Thought of You. 45 RPM, Analog Productions. Another Ella, but this time with Louis, or Louis. So Ella and Louis Armstrong. This is probably one of the most popular albums ever. I see this thing everywhere, but this is an awesome audiophile edition. So Dusty Springfield, Dusty in Memphis. Love this album. This is such a soulful album. Love her voice. This is a great album. 45 RPM on this one as well. Glad to pick that one up. I don't know where to file her. Is it soul music? She's so soulful in this. Is it soul music? Is it singer-songwriter? Is it vocal jazz? I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like, it's this soulful stuff, but she has this soulful yet classy voice, which makes me want to put it in jazz, but it's not jazz standards, right? No, it's not jazz standards. It's like soul standards. So I guess soul, that's where I'm gonna file her. Billie Holiday, All or Nothing at All, 45 RPM. I have another Billie Holiday, but can probably never have enough of her. Same with Nat King Cole. And then I said I wasn't gonna pick this up because I have the West, but people keep saying this is a better record. This is the better one to get. So I didn't get the Mobile Fidelity, one, but I got I got a good copy. I think this is the one from the Netherlands, which I think is said to be the one to kind of get. It's the one that was done in Holland, and it's from the original master tapes. That's what it says. Anyway, so I don't think there's really anything to show here, but a couple pictures. But yeah, Fillmore East. All right, up next, Christmas money. Christmas money that I spent at Barnes & Noble, or it was a gift card from Barnes & Noble. Got Ken Burns Country Music. This is a great compilation. If you want an overview of country music and you're just getting into country music, I think this is a great overview compilation of what you need to listen to and artists that you need to look out for and look into more. You got the Carter Family, Jimmy Rogers, DeFord Bailey, Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys, Roy Acuff and his Smoky Mountain Boys, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, The Byrds, Chris Christopherson, Bob Dylan with Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, Willie Nelson, Hank Williams and his Drifting Cowboys, Ray Price, Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Charlie Pride, Merle Haggard and the Strangers, Tammy Wynette, Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard, George Jones, Dwight Yoakam and Buck Owens, Kathy Mattea, Vince Gill, and Roseanne Cash. I mean, can't get much better than that. So great. It's a double LP. Definitely look for that, I think, if you're not into. I switched it up, guys. I figure, why not? All right. If you know this song, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This is the other soundtrack that I got. I got the Ken Burns Country Music soundtrack, and I got this one. I love this movie, and yeah, so I love the soundtrack too. You got Jackson Browne, Jimmy Buffett, Don Felder, the Go-Go's, Louis Goffin, Sammy Hagar, Don Henley, Graham Nash, Oingo Boingo, Poco, Stevie Nicks, Billy Esquire, Donna Summer, and Joe Walsh. So, you know, just fun, man. Just fun music to listen to. Remind me of the movie, and yeah. Love this song by Jackson Browne. And the thing is that this is not from his, you know, his best time, right? This is like later. But it fits with the movie, and it reminds you of the movie right away, instantly. At least me. Let's see here. All right. Got some one Discogs and one Amazon buy I bought from Amazon. This is Discogs. Doug Sahm and the band actually just released a my Spotlight series episode on Doug Sahm. Love this album. He's got Bob Dylan on here playing with him. He's got Dr. John playing with him. He's got David Fathead Newman playing with him. He just brought amazing artists together and created this freaking masterpiece, I think, of Tex-Mex folk rock genius. So yeah, definitely an awesome record to get. Let's see. And yeah, that was I was surprised, you know, that it was so affordable. I haven't really looked for it before, but yeah, it's pretty good. Here is the spotlight prior to Doug Sahm. I did a spotlight on Eddie Lockjaw Davis, and I talked about not having this album, and I needed it. This is Eddie Lockjaw Davis. With Shirley Scott, Jerome Richardson, Arthur Edgehill, and George Duvivier. George Duvivier? Yep, George Duvivier on bass. Yeah, this is basically his band that he put together, and amazing soul jazz. Yeah, fantastic. The Cookbook, Eddie Lockjaw Davis. So, if you love jazz, that is a way to go. Hey guys, this is just a little pickup. There were some albums that I forgot. One of them, I don't know why I forgot, because I had just basically posted a picture of it on Instagram. Yeah, I forgot. So what we're listening to right now, and one of the ones that I got in, was this one, Rosemary Clooney with Perez Prado. Rosemary Clooney singing Latin songs, just kind of a fun little record, you know, inexpensive. Anyway, so I got that one, and I've been wanting this guy for a while, Machito and his orchestra, just some of his stuff. So I got this one as well, another little fun record, and stuff that I've wanted, you know, but I basically got these two because I wanted to make the shipping work out a little bit better. Just for the costs of the album and all that. Because I picked up this one right here. Dave Pike Jazz for the Jet Set. This was an RSD release. I think it was the second RSD, I think, date last year. Yeah, Dave Pike Jazz for the Jet Set. Really cool album. I just really wanted it. The problem is just like a lot of other stuff, places only had one copy of it, and I had actually called ahead of time to make sure that the store in Santa Cruz that I was going to go to had it, but they have a sister store in San Jose, and that was the one that actually had it. So anyway, but finally got my hands on it. It was $10 more than what it was on RSD, but that price was a lot higher right after RSD. It was like you had to pay $20 or $30 more. It was already like a $34 record, I think, or something like that, $34 or $36 record. So I got it for $44 on Discogs. So that was nice. The only thing that sucks is that it has a warp. And the warp, this warp, I have warps, a couple warps on other things, but they don't really mess with anything. I don't know if you can see the warp or not, but it's a big enough warp that it makes the needle skip. It's just the first song that it really does that on, but that it does that on, but yeah, it makes it skip my needle jump. So I know that Dylan from Noble Records just talked about on one of his videos that he had some luck with a record and a hair dryer or something like that. I don't know. I looked up on YouTube and just tried to look for different people that took care of warps. And wasn't finding, I found a couple different things. You know, most of it was you're putting it in between these sheets of glass or you're putting these sheets of glass in the oven, taking them out, and then putting your record in the middle of them and leaving them there for like an hour. So something I might have to look into. Yeah, anyway, hopefully I can get the warp out of that, or Dylan might get back to me and let me know if he has a better solution or something. I don't know. Some other ones that I just got in from Acoustic Sounds. I already showed my Acoustic Sounds, you know, that were all Analog Productions, Acoustic Sounds type stuff. These are just kind of regular buys, not analog or audiophile, but Marvin Gaye, his greatest hits. Don't have any Marvin Gaye. I was gonna get What's Going On, but I don't know what pressing to get, and I was just like, let me just get his greatest hits right now, and then I'll go back and I can get that, you know, I can get Let's Get It On, I can get What's Going On, I can get other stuff with him and Tammy Terrell. Got that name right? Yeah, Tammy Terrell. I got this as well, James Brown. I remember my brother had this album when I was young, and it's just got a lot of his good stuff on it. It doesn't have everything, you know. It doesn't have I'm Bad on here. It doesn't have a couple other songs, but it has lots. Oh, well, let's go back to this. This, if you don't know, has How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You, Your Precious Love with Tammy Terrell. If I Could Build My Whole World Around You, That's the Way Love Is, You're All I Need to Get By, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, Too Busy Thinking About My Baby, What's Going On, Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing, Inner City Blues, Mercy Mercy Me, Trouble Man, Let's Get It On, Distant Lover, and Gotta Give It Up. So that's a pretty outstanding record. Has basically all his stuff on it, you know. Yes, there are, you know, kind of outlier songs, of more obscure songs that I really like of his that aren't on there, but this one has I Got You, or I Feel Good, Get Up, I Feel Like Being a Sex Machine, Part 1, I Got the Feeling, Mother Popcorn, Part 1, Give It Up or Turn It Loose, Make It Funky, Part 1, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, Part 1, Think, It's a Man's World, Try Me, Night Train, Cold Sweat, Part 1, Get on the Good Foot, Papa Don't Take No Mess, Part 1, The Payback, Pay It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, Part 1, Superbad, Parts 1 and 2, Hot Pants, Part 1, Get Up Off That Thing, and Please, Please, Please. So once again, just mostly his killer stuff, right? So once again, those were two albums that I picked up to go along with the bigger purchase that I made. And really happy to have this. This artist is someone that my brother constantly listened to and really definitely influenced me into listening to him. He also reminds me of or this movie reminds me of him a lot. Dead Presidents. If you've ever seen the movie Dead Presidents, for some reason it always reminds me of Curtis Mayfield. But anyway, Curtis, the box set, the Rhino box set, his first 4 albums, I believe. So you got Curtis, you got Roots, you have Back to the World, and Sweet Exorcist. So yeah, really cool box set. Those are the 4 that you get. I'm definitely glad to have picked these up and to kind of fill out my soul/funk area. So Curtis. Love that cover, man. It's probably one of the coolest photos. So cool. Yeah. That is Curtis, and this is Roots. I think my brother said this was his favorite. Ooh, got a fold out. Look at that. Really cool. Back to the World. Yeah, I really love Curtis Mayfield. You know, he's kind of, he's just one of the, I don't know, one of the best soul funk artists. You know, and I say soul funk, not that that's a genre, but it's like he can do both, right? He was in the Impressions, and that's where he started, and but definitely in his solo career got more funk driven, and I think he's definitely one of the funkiest out there. I know, I don't know, other people think of, you know, Parliament Funkadelic and all that kind of stuff, but I think this is kind of where it begins, is like, for me, is like James Brown, Curtis Mayfield, kind of to me are the two big, huge names in funk. Let me go through the songs. So this is, like I said, a Rhino box set. It's called Keep On Keepin' On, studio albums 1970 to 1974. And on Curtis you get Don't Worry, If There's a Hell Below, We're All Gonna Go, The Other Side of Town, The Makings of You, We the People, That Are Darker Than Blue, Move On Up, Miss Black America, Wild and Free, and Give It Up. On the Roots disc, or Roots album, you Get Down, Keep On Keepin' On, Underground, We Gotta Have Peace, Beautiful Brother of Mine, Now You're Gone, Love to Keep You in Mind. Back to the World has Back to the World, Future Shock, Ride On for the Darkness, If I Were Only a Child Again, Can't Say Nothing, Keep On Trippin', Future Song, Love a Good Woman, Love a Good Man. Sweet Exorcist has Ain't Got Time, Sweet Exorcist, To Be Invisible, Power to the People, Kung Fu, Suffer, and Make Me Believe in You. I mean, each of these has for me, a killer song or two from it that you can't live without, you know. So, and you know, I think all of his stuff is just kind of amazing. And I think, as I've never really listened to it, I've always listened to it more on compilation, so I've never really listened to these albums through on their own, and they probably are very cohesive and flow very well. So I'm sure that I'm gonna love it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. I just wanted to kind of show what I had recently got, and yeah, that's what I got. I got some more things coming in, so keep them rolling. I'm sure that is everybody's story. You always got more stuff coming in. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, VC.